Good morning, everybody. This is Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Thursday, the 19th of April. This is your morning setups. So we have a little weakness to greet our morning. It's about 20 to 8. We have a little less than 2 hours before the market opens. And honestly, this is good for me. This is exactly what I want to see. First thing you'll do is you notice on the SPY here, we stopped right at that 270 area, that magical 270 area, which we've outlined as support, resistance, and now possibly support here. Right? If we hold 270 and continue to hold it, that's a good sign for the markets. Yesterday was kind of a great day. The markets didn't move, but underneath the hood, there was fabulous action, lots of things to do, whether it was Square or BBBY or, pick a name, anything in the energy sector where we were playing, everything was great there. And meanwhile, the market's just kind of digested. So when we get open today, the 8-day moving average is going to jump, right? You see we're very extended off of it yesterday. This thing's going to jump up probably close to the 50-day. We're not going to be as extended here anymore, which is now we can start looking for things to do. It is options expiration week, right? That means we have all the monthly April options going to be rolling out the next 48 hours, right? Next 2 days. Basically, you're going to be rolling everything out, getting everything out of the way. It can make for a little bit of a choppy mess. We've already seen them do it in some names like Micron and Square. They've already started rolling out of these positions. So that said, let's take a look at things today and where we're at. So again, we're mostly okay. We're pretty down a little bit on the futures, nothing big. IWM about the same, right? Just down a little bit, holding yesterday's levels. That's all that really matters here right now. What's crude doing overnight? Crude's even higher. Crude's spiking. Okay, almost 70 now. All right, crude spiking. Bonds are going down. Right, that's a good sign for the markets. That means the fear is leaving. They're not flying to safety. And Bitcoin is up today, or was up, trying to hold in here. So Bitcoin trying to get back up, holding this 8 areas, trying to digest this big move and see if it can get ready to go. I don't play the cryptos, you guys know that, but I do keep an eye on them because a lot of the blockchain names will perform well when these start to go. All right, so what are we looking at for today? First off, COP got a couple of downgrades this morning. It's had a big run ahead of earnings, not a surprise. I want to tell you guys to be careful with energy here. I know oil's rocking and they can keep going, but this is not the place to initiate. So when you look at Valero, right, yesterday, right, it's had this huge run. I know they're still buying into it, but look at this. You got a topping candle here, possibly, right? Not a reversal candle, just a topping. We're extended off the 8-day. We're out of the Bollinger Bands, and we kind of pull back in. These names have run a long way, right? 1-year chart. Look at this. Clearing that area. Go to a 5-year chart. Hasn't been here, right? All-time highs on a 10-year chart, right? These names are running right now in a way that we haven't seen in a while, which is great. All I'm saying here is take profits. Leave runners, take profits. Rig, same thing. Look at this move. A little bit of a topping candle yesterday. I went from 20 calls. So this is how I started. I had 20 May, somewhere in here, I bought a bunch of May 12 calls. Sat through the hell with them. Added into here twice, got green, rolled them out till I had 50 of them at that point. Rolled them out to June, right? Saw them come in from the August ones on Tuesday, bought the August ones. Yesterday, what I do, I trimmed. I went from 20 August ones down to 5. I have 5 August 12 calls left. Why only 5? Because it's had its big move, but I don't want to be left aside. I have a stop in the money. Good to cancel at this point. That's how I'm going to play with this. So I made my money. Moving on, I still have my common, and I'll go back and look at it again if I really like it. All right, so we'll watch the flow today, but these energy names have run a lot. I'd be careful chasing them other than the laggers, like Devon, which just woke up, right? ETP, which they've been buying. These are names I think you can keep taking a look at. All right. I don't think the market's going to sell today when you have Amazon doing this. Okay. Amazon is raging here. It's up $40 pre-market. It's absolutely raging at this point on the news of having over 100 million subscribers. That's fabulous for Amazon. That's for their Prime business. Okay. Earnings are coming. I don't think the market will sell if this thing's acting like this. See how it handles the open. Right now we're what, 1560. It wasn't just a couple of days ago. This thing looked like it was falling apart. This thing is getting wild swings. But if Amazon's strong, watch some of the FANG names. They may come back, especially Netflix today. Netflix, nice inside day, rested yesterday well. They may try to run this again, right? So we clear that 338. Feel free to try it, right? And if you want to try it down lower, go ahead. I mean, as long as it holds yesterday's low, I will not be afraid to give this thing a shot here, right? Holding in well, and then you have the gap support just a little bit lower. Apple is getting hit this morning on some news. Mizuno basically maintained a hold at 175. TSM reported last night they're citing crypto's weakness, and then there's some fallout into Apple over that over phones. I don't know. We'll see how Apple reacts down here. It's not really all that bad news. It's kind of strange reaction for this off of it. Only 152,000 shares traded pre, so it's not big volume here behind it. NVDA is getting smacked on TSM earnings, as well as AMD and on their crypto warning. So these are names to see if this is a weakness, especially NVIDIA. Is this a name we can buy today on weakness, right? It was looking good. You know, it's expiration week. They don't want to let this out, right? When you look at OPEX on weeks like this, you say, where are they likely to do? Well, to me, 250 is a good number. They would love to pin it there because they have 38,000 options in open interest, by far the largest amount. That's a long way up. Now, for NVIDIA, that's $11. It can do that in a day or 2 days if it wants it. It could certainly get there. So keep an eye on it from here. Well, now it's it was $11. Now it's almost $20, $18. But keep an eye on it. That's the likely area they wanted to pin this thing at. It looks like if not, the 245 number was the next number. So we'll see. They're maybe trying to keep this contained. Micron off a little bit. Doesn't really care. Square yesterday had a huge move, filled that little gap that it had back in here. It's gone now, and I don't know where we go from here today. We'll see. There was no real good call buying in it. I do want to focus on a couple names they had call buying into weekly. So on Len, I'll pull this up. Yesterday bought 5,000 weekly 60 calls. Okay, hasn't moved off of it, right? They were bought. They came in multiple times. Somebody's expecting something here, doesn't catch the dividend. So keep an eye on Len. Maybe somebody's expecting some kind of news here on this. Maybe we'll catch something on it. All right. The other one was LLY. LLY, they came in and they hit the weekly 80s. Okay. Showing this to you. Right. It's gapping up on 500 shares. So do not believe that little gap up there. This is bull. Okay. I actually tried trading this yesterday. I did grab it in here. I got it into this candle, got stopped out for like a 2 or 3 cent gain on this pullback in here. That said, it didn't get it. There's my buddy in biotech said they're expecting potentially some news coming out on the drug. It was supposed to be next week, but there might be an early release on it. So that's what you're seeing them load up for. Keep an eye on it. It might be just a nice quick hit. Just, looking for things to do today. What else? So energy, you want to be careful with. I'll continue to keep an eye on the banks, guys. There's just nothing going on here right now. They don't want them. That said, to me, at some point, this sector is going to wake up and get going. Key had earnings. They were not good. So we'll see what happens here. It's not moving much off of that at this point. Tesla, to me, remains a mess. Don't know which way it wants to go here. I continue to think it's a short, but Elon may have saved it again with his tweet yesterday. That said, it still can't get above the moving averages. So to me, it's on the weak side here. I'm looking more short than long, or just not touching it here. Facebook continues to be a mess with all the news going on it, and that's kind of hitting Twitter and everything else. I will watch Twitter today to see now, after an inside day, a little bit of catch up here. Does it try to pop this and start to run into earnings as well? Roku had massive buying yesterday, right? Roku, they were buying the June 34s, big buying in the June 34s. They started coming in here. Did not react well. They also bought puts for this week. So it looks like they were short-term protection. Remember, Cohen took a stake in this thing on the other day. So we'll keep an eye on that. I like that name, so don't want to lose track of that one. FCX, what are you doing? Up a bit. Had earnings, big time call buying in this name as well. Gapped up. There was nothing to do with this name yesterday. I looked at that gap and said nothing to do there. Steel reported last night. No real reaction. Nucor, I think, is tonight, right? X saw call buying. We also saw buying in Vail yesterday, and Vail had a huge gap up. This was one of those names that was just tough yesterday because it gapped up and just took off. But again, there's things to do. Commodities and things were strong. What else I want to talk about? SJM, Schmuckers. Unusual, really strange buying. Schmuckers is the type of name that never sees buying. So when you see buying in this name, it kind of got my attention. So I grabbed a couple calls. Why? Why not? So they came in, they bought a lot of time. They bought, not really, sorry, the May 125s, I was thinking something else. They bought the May 125s, 5,000 of them stuck, right? Not a bad little bet. I took five of them. How many? I think I have five or something. I don't have big. I didn't want big because I don't know the name well enough, but that was just caught my attention. And I own them at $1.40. And a little weakness in the close. We'll see here. It's got a double bottom when you look at the chart. Right, this area here, trying to hold this area. Maybe if it holds here, we can bounce and get going. I'm not looking for a barn burner, just something strange. Maybe this is a nice little risk reversal type trade. What else? Baba was good yesterday. Baba's had a nice 3 days in a row. I don't know how much more it has left in it. We'll keep an eye on it today. Trying to get going there. And, that's about it here. Earnings have been okay. Earnings haven't been great. I'll watch the flow. If Amazon's strong, I'll look at names like that around it, like Netflix and Google. Don't keep an eye on Twitter today. Roku's on my watch list today. If cryptos start to go, OSTK jumps onto my radar. If the market starts to roll over, the SPY has been very good with puts. I'll continue to look at that. Potentially Google or Tesla. I may look to short, or Apple, especially if they start buying puts on them. The other name is, I don't lose track of Micron here. Again, Micron, right at that breakout point right here, trying to break above this candle, right? Didn't quite do it. If we can get above this here, it's going to run. So don't lose track of it. It's definitely trying to wake up. Good volume yesterday on this move. Would like that. So that's it. This is Mike with Smart Option Trading. If you like what I do, visit my website, smartoptiontrading.com. You can sign up for $25 for the first 30 days, $100 every month thereafter that. Every day we come out, we do these morning videos. I do all the option flow. I post relevant news throughout the day, my trades. We do a nightly recap video, and then we do a subscriber webinar every Thursday, which is all about you guys. So if you like this, join me. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you later.